I'm here with Kaylyn Saucedo, or Mars Girl. Welcome to MAGFest.
Thank you very much. Love being here every year. It's my 5th year, and PAX South is happening in my hometown right now, but I came here instead. That's how much I love MAGFest.
I know, there's a con going on in my hometown right now, too.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
So, you're an online video producer, but you kind of came into it a different way than other people?
Yeah, that's true. So I was supposed to be, and I was part of the Nostalgia Chick entry contest. Of course, I didn't become the Nostalgia Chick, but they kept me on anyway, because I guess it was good enough to keep producing whatever reviews I chose, and really I think that was for the best, because the label that kind of came with Nostalgia Chick, and I think Lindsay sort of felt the same way, was kind of restricting and this expectation of, oh, what do girls watch? You know, so I felt pretty comfortable being allowed to do reviews of my own choice.
You also used to do stuff with conventions, like covering them as well, and we just had someone walk past us.
What's that?
No, someone just walked between us and the camera. So
He's doing it again. Whatever. Not a big deal.
okay. So you also do work with conventions as well?
Yeah, I used to film conventions. I'd try to go to as many panels as possible, and that includes the cosplay competitions. I think a lot of people wanted to see themselves on stage afterwards as having been presented. I got relatively well known in the Texas convention circuit. That was about my affordable range of travel at the time.
Yeah.
And then once I got picked up on Channel Awesome, then that kind of had to be pushed to the side. But I'm not sorry for that. I think it was a good experience, and that time has now passed, and now we're moving on to new, bigger, and better things.
Animation seems to hold a special place in your heart. Doing retrospectives of various Ralph Bakshi and Don Bluth, yeah.
And yeah, those were animators who really influenced me. Of course, we'll probably talk about the movie that I worked on in a bit. That movie has held me back from doing some reviews, and I think maybe now that people have seen that movie, they understand why it held me back for so long. But now that it's premiered here, I feel like I can get right back into finishing reviews again, and that includes the Ralph Bakshi retrospectives. But yeah, animation, I feel like it's a medium of entertainment. It's not just cartoons for children, and that's why I think it's kind of important.
And it also it can be a way of delivering messages and the like that can't be done in live action.
Yeah, exactly. I absolutely agree with that. It's a lot harder to get across certain things live action. It's technically difficult to do that, so it's less expensive to do that in animation, and the animator can get out this image that he has in his head that normal human beings, typically without the assistance of computer rendering, you can't really do.
Another thing that holds a great place in your heart is Japan and Japanese culture.
Absolutely true.
How'd that come about?
Hard to say, really. I mean, certainly when you're a fan of either animation or video games, you start to get some culture in that way. But then upon my first visit to Japan, it was like, no, this place is an amazing place, and it's more than just what you see in anime. It's more than what you pick up in video games. And having lived there for 3 months too, something about the daily life there, I feel like I could move back easily in a heartbeat.
Well, you brought up the movie that you finished. It premiered last night. Farewell, Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
How did this film come about?
The unfortunate part is that, in a way we sort of wish we weren't making it.
Yeah.
Because, of course, we all knew Ju Wario, Justin Carmichael, and a year ago he passed away. He committed suicide, and his Kamen Rider project was really important to him. He really wanted to finish. He had an Indiegogo. He raised $10,000 to do this mini-series, and only so much of it got filmed. And it was mostly fight sequences, so it wasn't story. So when we originally thought, oh man, we should finish his project, we learned that that was really kind of an unreasonable thing because he hadn't filmed enough to finish it. But we had enough pieces, like we knew there was supposed to be a Sufami Kamen Rider and that it was supposed to be Yankee J. We got lots of pictures and lots of videos of what the project was supposed to be, and so we had a lot to go on, and we kept a lot of elements even if there was no way we could like finish his exact story. So I think a lot of people came to me wondering, oh, are you actually going to do it? And I was kind of blown away, like, people want me to do it. Like, I knew it should be done, but they want me to do it? And then Tom Heyer, who actually is an organizer here at MAGFest, and he stood up last night at the panel and spoke. He was the one who really approached me like, we want to do something at MAGFest, and we want to see if you can help us accomplish that. He was really the one who kind of kicked me in the butt enough to be like, no, we move forward now. Now, granted, we also would not have done it if we had not gotten permission from Justin's wife, Jenny. And if she had said no, we wouldn't have moved forward at all. But that's kind of how it got started, and we sat and we just pored over Justin's videos to make sure, oh, is this canon? You know, does this actually fit into the story he was writing? And I think we came up with something that did the job.
Well, I saw it, and it's very good, very touching. I think it's a fitting tribute to Justin.
I'm glad you think so. I really hope that is in fact the case, because even though it's already premiered, I'm still nervous about what people think about it, and did we do the right thing? Because we were battling ourselves internally over, yeah, we can do it, but should it be done? You know, of course we didn't want to piss all over the work of our friend. It was his baby. It was very scary. But I'm glad that it came across the way we wanted it to come across.
Well, from what I know of Justin, my time with him, I think he would be very proud of what you've done.
Thank you.
Now, I guess kind of step back before we start crying or something. Now that you've got a taste for filmmaking, any thoughts of maybe doing other stuff down the line?
I considered it, and my husband Josh and we had been talking about a potential story that we did want to tell, and we were thinking about this long before Justin passed away, and maybe there's room for that now, but we'll see how, I wonder if this is too loud. Probably not. But we'll see how the internet reacts once we get Farewell Fami Kamen Rider online, and if there's demand for it, I'd like to do it kind of not the same way we did this one, in that, we had no budget to make Farewell Fami Kamen Rider, but we did it anyway. We didn't have real actors. We took whoever we could get when they were free. I'd like to be able to hire people. I'd like to be able to do real casting and have casting calls with real actors. So maybe there's room for that in the future, so we'll see.
Well, thank you very much. And if people want to see more of your stuff, where can they find you?
My YouTube channel is probably the most updated place, so that's youtube.com/MarsGirl. Or I also update my website slightly less frequently, but the important stuff is always put up there in a timely manner, and that's MarsGirlProductions.com.
Well, thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you. You too, sir.